Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another football video, and today I'm going over my final predictions for the 2020 NFL standings. I've been doing this video every 3 weeks, and I decided to do this one 2 weeks in this cycle so that for the next cycle I could do it another 2 weeks, and that would be my last video of this series. So this week is week 12, and this will be my second to last video. And then after week 14 will be my last video of this series. This has been a pretty fun series on the channel last time. My predictions didn't age well very good, so that's why I'm doing this one a little bit earlier, because honestly there were so many fluke games for a lot of teams that dropped their records down a couple different tiers. So it'll be interesting to see how the season progresses, how these teams end up ending up. And right before we get into the video, I just want to show you the graph. Only 10% of you are subscribed, so if you're new to the channel and you like my content, make sure to subscribe, because I do post new content almost every single day, and I really appreciate the support. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first we have 1 and 15. Now I know giving the Jets a 1 is giving them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You have to be very impressive to go 0-16. So I'm giving the Jets and the Jaguars 1 win. I think the Jets will get some fluke win against a really weird team, and I don't think the Jaguars are going to win another game this season. They had a chance against the Browns, they blew it. They had a chance the last 3 weeks in a row. They have been in the lead at some point for the last 3 games in a row, and they keep blowing it. These two teams are 1-15. I also don't see the Bengals winning another game this year. I have the Bengals at 2-13-1. They have a hard schedule to finish off the season, and they are without their quarterback Joe Burrow. I don't see the Bengals winning another game. Their defense is bad, their offense is bad, and they're going to go 2-13-1. Moving on, we have the teams that are going to have 4 wins. That includes the Broncos, the Cowboys, the Chargers, and the Eagles. As for the Broncos and the Chargers, I have the Broncos winning 0 more games and the Chargers winning 1 more game. That 1 more game is going to be against the Broncos. The Broncos' other loss to a team around their level will be to the Panthers, who are coming up pretty soon. And the reason why I don't have the Broncos winning any more games is because of COVID. Their quarterback currently situation is having real problems right now. And I know that they'll have a quarterback in a couple weeks from now, but that doesn't mean that their quarterback is going to come back and play well. The Patriots had a lot of issues after we had issues with the virus, and so now I think that the Broncos are going to have those same types of issues, but it's going to be a lot worse because their team isn't quite as proficient as ours is. I'm not saying we have a good team. I'm saying it's a proficient team, and the Broncos, I don't think, are going to bode well after this snafu with the virus. You also have the Cowboys and the Eagles here. I have both of these teams winning 1 more game, losing their division. The NFC East is the weirdest division in NFL history, and I have these two teams being in 3rd place and 4th place. The Eagles at 4-11-1, and the Cowboys at 4-12. The 5-win teams are closing off the NFC East, as well as giving us the Panthers and the Lions. The Panthers' only win for the rest of the season will be against the Broncos, and the Lions will only have 1 more win as well. I'm not sure who their opponent that they're going to beat will be, but it's not going to be a very impressive season for the Lions. They started off okay. They started off 3-3, and now they are 4-7. And being 1-4 in the last 5 games, I think that they can very easily be 1-4 in the next 5 games. As for the football team and the Giants, both of these teams currently have 4 wins. They're currently 4-7. They're on the up and up as far as the NFC East goes. And I think that one of them is going to win the division. I think it's going to be the Giants, because the Giants have more wins inside the division. And I think that if they both win 1 more divisional game before the season ends, then the Giants will finish with more wins in the division, claiming the NFC East at 5-11 for the first time in NFL history. It will be a game and a half behind the previous record of 6-9-1. Moving on, we have the Falcons and the Texans. These two teams started off very poorly this season, even though their teams were stronger than they were reflected in the standings, and they were moving up along with the Vikings and the Patriots. But the Vikings and the Patriots got a quicker start to this move on, and the Falcons and the Texans haven't been as efficient. So I think that they're going to both go 6-10. That's a large improvement from, I think, 2-7. I think they were both 2-7. So I think that they're both going to end, or they're both 2-6, I think. So they're both going to end up 6-10. They both currently have 4 wins. I think that they can get 2 more wins before the end of the season based off their schedule, especially because the Texans play the Colts twice. The Colts are a very good team, but as the Texans play them twice, I think they can get 1 win out of those 2 games, especially because it's a divisional matchup. It'll be an interesting end to the season for these 2 teams, and I think that they both have potential for next season. They just need to fix their defenses, because their quarterbacks and their offenses are phenomenal. They just need a defense that can function for more than any period of time. At 7-9, we have 2 of the weirdest teams in the league. We have the Bears and the 49ers. I didn't even want to put the Bears at 7-9. I thought that they would be 6-10, but based off of their schedule, I think that they will be 7-9. The 49ers are very injured. They are very bad, not bad, but they're just very injured. That's all I can say about this team. They're currently 5-6, just like I believe the Bears are also 5-6. And I think that they'll end 7-9 based off of their schedule. Both of these teams will go 2-2 to close off the season and go 7-9. Next, we have the Vikings at 8-8. The Vikings are also 5-6 right now. Sorry, they'll both go 2-3. So the Vikings are also 5-6 right now. I have them going 3-3 to finish off the 3-2 to finish off the season. They have a fairly easy schedule. I think they're going to beat the Bears for the second matchup, and their schedule is good enough that they can get to 500. Dalvin Cook has been a massive help for this team, and even with Dalvin Cook having a poor game and Adam Thielen being out, this Vikings team was still able to win this past Sunday. And I think that the Vikings have a stronger team than their record shows. And if they had another win or 2, they would be in the playoff race right now, but they don't. So I think that they are currently an 8-8 team based off of their current record and the rest of their season. At 9-7, we have the Dolphins and the Patriots. And I know a lot of people are going to critique me for putting the Patriots at 9-7. But right now, the Dolphins are 7-4, Patriots are 5-6. I have the Dolphins going 2-3 for the rest of the season with a loss to New England. And I have the Patriots going 4-1 for the rest of the season. Where our loss will either come to the Rams or the Bills, but I think that we'll win one of those 2 games. We've played very strong against teams with a winning record. We beat Arizona, we beat Baltimore, we lost to Seattle by 3, we lost to Buffalo by 3, we beat the Raiders. I mean, the Patriots have played all of our losses have come to teams that are below 500. 3 or 6 losses have come to teams below 500, and I think that we'll play both the Rams and the Bills very hard. I think that we can end off the season 1-4. I think the Dolphins will end off the season 2-3, making both teams 9-7, and making both of us miss the playoffs. Now we get to the very confusing 10-6 teams, because there are a lot of them. These are the NFC teams that are going to go 10-6. The NFC teams include the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Buccaneers. Currently, the Rams are 7-4, the Buccaneers are 7-5, and the Cardinals are 6-5. All 3 of these teams have hard schedules to finish off the season. All 3 of these teams are the Rams are not, but the Buccaneers and the Cardinals have been losing more games than they've been winning ever since Week 8. And if that pattern continues, both of those teams will end up 10-6 or 9-7. They could potentially end up 9-7, considering they both already have 5 losses. The Rams only have 4 losses right now, but they have a hard schedule, so I can see them going 10-6. I can't see them going 9-7. The Rams can either go 10-6 or 11-5, and both the Cardinals and the Bucs can go 10-6 or 9-7. But I have all 3 of them at 10-6 right now because I really don't know a whole lot about how these teams are, which ones of these teams are consistent and which ones of these teams are going to consistently win. Moving on, we have the AFC teams that are 10-6. Right now, the Colts, the Raiders, the Ravens, and the Browns are all 10-6. Or not, they're all 10-6, but I project they will all end up 10-6. I think the Ravens are going to lose tonight, or Tuesday night, to the Steelers, making the Ravens and the Raiders 6-5. The Browns are currently 8-3, but they have only beaten one team the entire season with a winning record, that being the Colts. It was a 9-point game. I think that the Browns are going to lose to the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Titans fairly easily. I don't think that they're going to have a chance against any of those teams. They're not an 8-3 team. They never will be an 8-3 team. The Browns are ending the season 10-6. As for the Colts are currently 7-4, and they have the best chance of any of these teams of going 11-5. But they do have a hard schedule. They have a very hard schedule, and if their schedule was any easier, they would be a guaranteed 11-5 team. But their schedule is very hard right now, and I think that they will end up 10-6 based off of their schedule. For the Ravens, I think that they have the second best chance of going 11-5. I think that they're going to lose to the Steelers, and then I think they're going to lose a dumb game down the stretch. Lamar Jackson is injured, or he's out with the virus. I think he's out with the virus. But either way, I think that's going to very much hurt the Ravens, and they're going to have one really bad game down the stretch that will knock them down to 10-6 and potentially hurt their playoff contention. As for the Raiders, they have a very hard schedule. They already have 5 losses. I think 10-6 is a pretty fair prediction for them. Moving on, we have 12-4. The 12-4 teams I have are the Titans, the Bills, and the Seahawks. All of these teams are currently 8-3, and I think that they will all end up 12-4. They're all very strong teams with fairly decent schedules to end off the season. None of them are too hard. None of them are too easy. I think they'll all take one loss, and I think they'll all end up 12-4. Fairly straightforward. As for the Saints and the Packers, I have the Saints and the Packers both going 13-3. I have the Packers winning out, and I have the Saints losing one more game. Not sure who they're going to lose that one more game to, but they could very well lose it to Atlanta when Drew is gone, or they could lose it down the stretch to a slightly harder team than Atlanta. Atlanta's been playing very well, especially that game against the Raiders, and I think that if they play the Saints without Drew Brees, then they could definitely have a chance of winning. But right now I have the Saints and the Packers going 13-3, and I have the Steelers and the Chiefs going 15-1, winning one of them winning the AFC. I'm not sure which one. I have the Steelers losing one random game in the rest of the season, and I don't see Kansas City losing any more. They had a really good lead against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers came back. The Chiefs kept it. I think that if the Chiefs can get those early leads for the rest of the season, they win every game. I don't see them losing any more games this season, and I don't see the Steelers losing any more than one. I think the Steelers have a potential to go 16-0, but I think that they can lose one stupid game in there somewhere that'll stop their 16-0 chances. So currently I have both of these teams going 15-1, and they are both going to be on top of the AFC. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't usually do a face cam for these because I really like the graphics that I have, and I don't want to mess any of them up by throwing a face cam in there, by throwing my ugly face in there. So if you want to see my face, check out a different video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and thank you guys for all the support. The last few weeks have been incredible. We're nearing 500 subscribers right now, which is insane. I can't believe that we're actually getting that high. So thank you guys all so much for the support. Thank you guys for all of the views and all of the love, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.